So welcome everyone. Again, we're going to be talking about the benefits of working with a recruitment agency to hire virtual assistants. My name is Benaroya, and I'm the Recruitment Director at Virtual Latinos. Thank you so much for joining me today for this presentation. I'm wishing to do my best to give you the best information possible. So hiring virtual assistant can transform your business, but finding the right fit can be challenging. So what we will cover today, the first thing is the benefits of hiring a virtual assistant. The second topic we will go over is the types of tasks virtual assistant can handle. Third one is the challenges of finding and hiring the right VA. Risks. The fourth one is risks of making a bad hire and the impact it can have on a business. And the fifth one is the benefits of working with a recruitment agency. The first one, we're going to start with the benefits of hiring a virtual assistant. Hiring a virtual assistant offers several advantages for your business and can help you achieve your goals while allowing you to focus on strategic decisions instead of daily tasks. The first benefit we are going to cover is the cost saving. And honestly, this is the benefit that attracts the clients initially. Whenever we talk to someone, when they first hear about how cost effective it is to hire someone remotely versus having someone internally, it automatically, it gives them an opportunity to listen to us a little bit more. And it is very true because first of all, it saves you money on office space, equipment, and supplies. By not having people in-house, you're not obligated to have such big offices. You don't have to pay so much rent. All of our VAs already comes with their equipments and supplies so they can actually do their tasks. You only pay for the agreed amount of hours. You don't have to worry about any employee benefits, insurance, or tax if you're working through an agency, especially if it's an agency in the US. That's very important to differentiate because if you're working with an agency that's outside of the US, it's a different dynamic than working with an agency that's inside the US. And then all the virtual assistants are skilled professionals to save you money on training and development costs. In this bullet point, I just wanted to point out, it does save you time and money on the training a little bit, but at the end of the day, I always tell to the clients that it is very important, the training aspect of any type of professional you intake to your organization. Always, it's important to provide a proper training for them to understand your processes and systems. So it does, that part is by default, you have to do it some way or another. The second point is increased efficiency. Outsourcing tasks to free up time for core business activities. It will free up time for the other team members if you have a team already in place. And if you're just a solo entrepreneur hiring your first VA, it's a big game changer for you. It will really help you save time on things that you're repetitively doing that doesn't allow you to grow, and being able to delegate those tasks to someone else will allow you to actually look at the bigger picture and start growing faster, and you can achieve goals faster as well. The VAs already have experience with various software tools and platforms, so that knowledge and experience will bring a lot of benefits to your business to increase that efficiency, and they can help you streamline your processes and improve workflow with, through the virtual assistant support. The third one is accessing to a wider pool of talents. Your talent search is not geographically bound. So you're not just bound to hire people locally. By untapping the global workforce, a wider pool of talent, you're able to find talent from, worldwide, from anywhere, basically. This way, you're able to actually target better talent for better rates overall. And that's where our objective is. And your opportunity of recruiting the very best talent from all over the world. Flexibility. So hiring someone remotely or a virtual assistant, you can hire them on a part-time or full-time basis. You can adjust hours as needed. You can scale up your business as needed. You can start them as part-time and you can increase their hours as you go along, as your business grow and your needs grow as well. They can work outside of your regular business hours. That's the beauty of having people in different time zones. If your company is your business hours are from 9 to 5 and you need things that needs to be done related to your business that are after business hours, you will be able to have that person be able to do those things after business hours as well. And you're able to serve clients in different time zones and languages. And I personally see this happening a lot through our agency. We do have clients in Europe, in England, we have clients in Australia, and those clients typically have their clients here in the US. So it becomes a huge benefit for them to hire people in the same US time zone, bilingual, people who speaks English, understands the American culture, to be able to provide better service to their clients. So it becomes very, very useful to be able to have the opportunity to work with people from different backgrounds and languages. And also, on our case, having people who are bilingual, it's also another game changer for a lot of business owners. So these VAs are able to communicate with a wider pool of clients who are not only English speakers, but also as well as Spanish speaking clients as well. The second topic we're going to talk about today are the types of tasks that virtual assistants can handle. First thing we're going to present over to you is the industries virtual assistant can help. These are some of the industries. To be honest with you, I mean, we do help marketing agencies, property management, real estate, law firms, medical and healthcare, but we help basically any type of businesses that can benefit from someone that can work remotely for any type of positions that can be done remotely. We work with tech companies, we work with retail wholesale companies, we work with consultants and coaches, all sorts of businesses who can benefit from someone who can help them remotely. The three challenges of finding and hiring the right virtual assistant. There are various challenges that comes in place to find the right one, and finding the right person is the key. The worst thing that can happen is hiring someone, investing your time and your money, training them and not working out, right? So the first bullet point, which is a really important one, is not having a clear idea of what you want the VA to do. This is something we do come across frequently with some clients, that they know that they need a help, but they really don't know what to delegate. And the worst thing you can do is to onboard someone without really knowing what to delegate to them. And it will be an automatic failure. It won't be successful. So we try to consult the clients to really think about the main tasks that they would like to delegate to get started with. Once they actually write down and identify those tasks, it's much easier for us to be able to identify the type of talent that they need, so they can actually help them with those tasks. Another part is the time-consuming process. I mean, if you're not someone who already has experience in recruitment, writing a proper job post, posting, screening, interviewing, hiring, it's a very lengthy process. And I mean, it does require a lot of time from our end, and us being professional in this field. Someone who's not knowledgeable about it will take a ton of time, which is not necessary. So I think for those, it is best to delegate it to an agency who is a professional to handle that part, so you can save time and find the right person. And having too many or too few applicants to your job openings, that's also another issue. If you have too many applicants, then you don't know exactly where to start to review all those applications and find the actual right talent that you're needing. And if you have few applications, it means that maybe something that was missing in that job description that didn't attract enough talent to actually apply to those jobs. And ghosting. I don't know if all of you know, some of you may know what this word means. It's a very widely known word in the remote workspace. It actually happened to a lot of people. What happens is that when you go out and hire talent directly, you don't have any guarantees in place. You don't know what kind of person you're truly hiring. So sometimes you might fall into the trap of ghosting, where you hire someone, you pay them an initial fee to get started on the project or what you hire them for, and they may just disappear on you. If they get a better opportunity somewhere else, they can just drop your project, drop what they're doing, and they can just disappear on you. And that's also something that you don't want to happen or come across with. Things to consider when hiring a virtual assistant. The language barriers is very, very important. Understanding exactly what you need them to do and where you're located. It's really important to understand, what are those language barriers that you can intake and not intake. Time differences is very important. I think especially, I'm proud to say that one of the biggest advantages that Virtual Latinos has is that we have talent practically in the same time zone as is US. Being someone who has worked with Filipinos before, working with talent that is working in a completely different time zone, the efficiency level of, the work outcome is completely different. Someone working as a graveyard shift versus someone working at a normal daylight time has a different efficiency. So definitely those details you want to take into consideration. Identifying, one more part I was gonna share with you all, and identifying the necessary skills and experience is important, and having the right contracts and NDAs in place, because you don't want your private information to be disclosed or breached. So all of these items are very important things to consider when hiring a virtual assistant. The fourth topic that we are going to talk about, risks of making a bad hire and the impact it can have on a business. Finding and hiring the right virtual assistant can be a daunting task, especially for business owners who are not familiar with the hiring process. Risks of bad hire. There are many risks that come along with bad hire. As I initially mentioned, you can lose time and money. And time and resources waste is the first bullet point we have here. I mean, for a lot of entrepreneurs, time equals money. So the last thing that you want to lose is time by hiring someone incorrectly and having them waste your time, training them and trying to getting them up to speed and not working out. So one of the things that you want to avoid is that. Productivity loss, that's another thing. That will depend on your management skills as well as that person's efficiency. Missing deadlines, decreased customer satisfaction. If you do a bad hire, especially for a position that is client facing, it can hurt your business in a big way. So you want to definitely avoid that. And if you lose customer, it will also impact. It's like a chain reaction. It will cause a financial losses. It can cause operational problems. And the biggest fear that a lot of our clients have are the data and confidentiality breaches. And I can proudly say that, Virtual Latinos takes that very seriously. We have certain measurements in place to avoid that. Or first of all, our filtering system to bring people to our community. It's amazing. We don't just accept anybody who just signs up on our website to become part of Virtual Latinos. They have to go through a very rigorous filter where we only accept 5% of the talent. And then there's other steps that we take in place to make sure that they're connected with people who are ethical and professional. I can also share with you all that we work with a lot of attorneys and doctors, so we take that very seriously. It's important to invest time and effort needed to find the right virtual assistant rather than rushing into a decision that could have a long-lasting negative impacts on your business. This is a very true statement. We also get sometimes clients, they're in dire need to hire someone tomorrow. And when they hear about our process being 7 to 10 business days for delivery, they're like, no, but why can't you guys just go to your database, just send me whoever you got, and I just need someone tomorrow. And it's not that simple. There's a lot of other factors that come into play to make sure that we match you with exactly the right talent, so it can be a successful long-term relationship. So definitely not rushing into things and making sure doing the right hire is very, very important. Things to remember when hiring a virtual assistant: carefully evaluate candidates, ensure that they have the necessary skills, experience, and qualifications to perform the job effectively. And how VL solve these risks, you're going to learn soon. So benefits of working with a recruitment agency. The first one we're going to talk about is streamlining the hiring process. Once you hire a recruitment agency, you're going to be able to save time and resources on screening and recruiting the candidates. You're going to be able to untap a larger pool of qualified candidates. The important word here is the qualified candidates, because you don't want to go through various candidates that are not going to be qualified. That's going to make you waste a lot more time. It's going to, by hiring a professional agency, you're going to reduce the risk of making the bad hire, like the points that I shared previously. Agencies mainly manage all the communication with the candidates, schedule interviews, provide feedback, do all the administrative side of hiring someone. And then we also, as agencies, negotiate the offers, prepare the contracts, and scale the hiring process. Overall, agencies will save you time and effort by handling all the payments. Some agents do, some agents don't. I can speak on our behalf that we take care of the whole payroll process from your hand. And we also provide the HR. So all those things are definitely a big help for a lot of the clients. Second topic is identifying the top talents, which is very important. Utilize specialized knowledge and tools to identify the best candidates for the job. So as being the experts at this, we do pre-screen the candidates to ensure that they meet the necessary qualifications. And when I say necessary qualification, we also identify these qualifications together with the clients. We don't just come up with these qualifications. I will share later on today in this presentation that we have a very unique process where we identify those qualifications together with the client, and we align with it, and based on that, we pre-screen the candidates. Providing insights into current market trends and hiring practices. Definitely agencies have a better insight into the current market trends, so they have a better vision on, what are the rates that might be more ideal for certain type of roles. And additionally, agencies have extensive networks and connections to source candidates, and agencies conduct thorough reference checks, and we provide valuable insight into the talent markets. Providing expertise. We help businesses develop effective hiring strategies and processes. So our main goal with a lot of the companies to really help them scale and help them strategize their hiring process, not for the moment being, but for the future. So we really help them on that process as well. We provide an ongoing support throughout the recruitment and hiring process. Yes, you're never left alone. There's issues, there's problems, there's something that is not aligned. You always get a full ongoing support. Agencies do advise on salary and benefits packages to attract the top talent. By having the knowledge of the current market, it really is a big benefit to work through the agencies to understand what are the right salaries and benefits to offer to the talent, so you can actually attract the right talent for what you're looking for. Agencies do offer guidance on diversity and inclusion in the hiring process. I can probably say that we are very on point on this. Virtual Latinos is a very inclusive and diverse community, and we like what we stand for, and we try to encourage all other companies who hire from us to continue to observe that ideology of having a diverse and inclusive workforce. Agencies provide training and development for hiring managers. Some agencies do, some agencies don't. I don't want to talk globally for all the agencies, but some agencies do provide training and development for hiring managers. So the next topic that we are going to cover is why choose Virtual Latinos, which is one of my favorite topics, obviously. So before I explain why, let's talk about a little bit about Virtual Latinos. Virtual Latinos is a US-based company that provides bilingual VAs from Latin America. The company was founded in 2018 by a very close brother of mine named Jaime Nakach, and has grown rapidly with this amazing vision. This idea came alive, and Virtual Latinos do have an extensive network of highly skilled virtual assistants from all over Latin America. When I mean all over Latin America, I really mean all over Latin America. We have professionals from 19 different countries, so it's very, very amazing. Our philosophy in the agency is strictly focusing on high quality service. We don't rush things. We make sure that we bring into the table high quality service. We do have a proven track record of providing high quality virtual assistants that help businesses grow and succeed. Throughout the years, I've seen so many of our clients grow their businesses. It's really exciting on my end to see how we're also impacting our clients' lives, but at the same time, we're doing a big impact on the professional side. We handpick professionals. As I briefly mentioned to you all, we only accept 5% of the applicants and pre-screen every one of them to ensure clients get to work with the best talent in Latin America. Out of 100 people, we'll literally reject 95 people because our initial application process is really rigorous. They have to go through English test, personality test, and several other assessments to identify this talent has the right skills to be able to work remotely. Basically, they need to be people who can pay attention to detail, responsible, and other skills that are very highly required for this type of workforce. We do everything customized to your needs. We take our time, we sit down with each client, we do a one-on-one consultation. And when I mean consultation, we truly sit down and take close to an hour consulting to clients to be able to identify the exact role, exact needs, and kind of match to what their expectations are. We do save a lot of time to the clients, so they don't have to do all the process on their own, finding the right talent. You get an ongoing support from the beginning throughout the whole life cycle of working through our agency. And we do provide growth opportunities. We do provide growth opportunities to both parties, both to the clients and both to the VAs, to be able to make sure that it is a long-term relationship in both ends. The last topic is how virtual Latinos solve the risk of making a bad hire. We understand that bad hire can significantly impact a business, so we take several measures to mitigate the risk. So we focus on, here it talks about a little bit about, again, the type of talent that we are providing as being bilingual and that we do a rigorous process. But I want to talk a little bit more about our process in detail so everybody understands how we avoid that our clients are matched with bad hires. So after that initial application process that everybody has to go through to join our community, on top of that, for each client and for each process, we do a custom recruitment process, which takes 7 to 10 business days. At the end of the process, we basically end up matching the clients with the top 1% of the talent that we have in our community. And they go through several other interviews with our team to make sure that they have the right knowledge and the skills to be able to help you with the tasks that are needed to be done for that role and for it to be successful for both parties. Finding the perfect match, Virtual Latinos takes the time to understand the client's specific business needs, as I shared. We provide multiple virtual assistant options. So that's an important point. After you go through our entire process, at the end of the process, we provide you with the top 3 candidates. And then you get to interview all of them and get to know them a little bit more. We will provide you an interview guide with key questions to ask them. But previous to that, when we present it over to the clients, we share with them a very detailed PDF customized to their needs, because all these candidates were previously interviewed specifically for this role. And we will share with you their personality test results, English test results. We will showcase their skills and knowledge specific to the tasks that they need to perform for that role. So we do a very detailed process and presentation to make sure that you are comfortable with what you're receiving through our agency. We thoroughly vet everybody, and we provide an ongoing support and communication, as I mentioned before. When I meant ongoing support and communication, so we don't just, after you hire someone, we don't just say, okay, you hired someone, you're on your own. We provide you a dedicated HR person that helps you with your hired VA. That person is always there for you for any questions, suggestions, or if there's any issues, they always check up with you every month or so to make sure that they're the right fit for you, for your organization, and they're doing a good job. And the flip side of the coin, they're also the HR to your VAs. So they also check up with them to make sure they're happy working with you. So we're trying to create a very solid bridge of communication so it creates a long-term relationship. And we do have guarantees in place. We try to guarantee satisfaction in the sense of that if you're not happy with your VA, we will definitely provide you a replacement. And you can get as many replacements as you need to be able to find the right talent. We're committed to delivering the high quality services, as I mentioned, ongoing support, offering satisfaction guarantee. We do perform regular feedbacks and performance evaluations. That's what your HR person will do. And we provide flexibility to make any adjustments. You can increase their hours or you can lower their hours. You can provide them paid time off, non-paid time off. There's all that flexibility in place. Payment. So Virtual Latinos, we do offer affordable pricing options. We do have professionals starting as low as $8 an hour. Those are professionals that are majorly in the entry level. Entry-level VAs are people with a couple years of work experience, nothing specialized, but they're very coachable and trainable, intelligent, tech-savvy talent. As long as you have good systems in place, they can get up to speed, and the rates will vary between $8 to $10 an hour. Then we have the mid-level professionals. These are people with 3 to 5 years of work experience. They're specialized in their specific niche or field. They're much easier to onboard and get up to speed, and their rates will vary between $11 to $15 an hour. And then we have the expert level VAs. These are professionals with 5 to 10 plus years of work experience, people with master's degrees, PhDs, very high level certified talent, and their rates can vary between $16 to $20 an hour for full time. We assist you with the whole payroll process, as I mentioned earlier. You don't have to worry about anything. You pay us, we pay the VAs. We are a US-based company in San Diego, California, which brings a benefit on taxes as well. You will be hiring our services, and you can use our invoice to deduct from your taxes as well. You don't have to worry about payroll. You don't have to worry about HR. Everything is taken care of from Virtual Latinos. We offer a very free personalized one-on-one consultation. We cover that. So everything on this page we've covered. Basically, that wraps up our topic for the day. These are some success stories and testimonials from our clients. We couldn't be here without our clients and our support, to be honest. And reading these testimonials makes me extremely happy because it means that we're doing something correctly. And these are just some of them from the client side, and we have a bunch of them in the VA side, because as much as we care for the clients, for us, it's really important the well-being of our VAs as well. So we have great testimonials in both ends, and we truly believe in the mission that we have and the impact that we're creating in this environment. Conclusion: hiring the virtual assistant can be challenged, but with the right agency like Virtual Latinos, you can quickly find qualified candidates, saving time and energy in the process. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today and listening to my presentation. And I'm happy to take any questions if you may have. So
Super, Janer, thank you. We have some questions in the Q&A section.
The first question I will answer: are there any legal considerations to keep in mind when hiring a virtual assistant or a recruitment agency? No, not really, because you are not legally hiring an employee. You're hiring our services. So it's a service agreement. And there is not a long-term commitment in the agreement. So there is no major legal considerations to keep in mind when you're hiring a virtual assistant through a recruitment agency. And I think that's the biggest benefit of hiring through an agency, instead of you trying to go through it by yourself. This way, you don't have to worry about any legalities, either this side or in their own countries as well. I hope that answers your question. The second one, how can a virtual assistant help your business grow and improve productivity? I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I think I covered a lot of things. A virtual assistant will help you in many different ways, depending on the size of your company. But by delegating tasks that are in need in your organization and having someone taking care of those tasks, it will really allow you, if you're a solo entrepreneur, to be more productive and get ahead of the things that you've been pending to do to grow your business, basically. The next question we have is, how can a recruitment agency help in finding the right virtual assistant for your business? Jen, happy to answer that. So the recruitment agency, we are the experts in recruitment, and we will be able to not only find you the right talent, but we will help you identify the right talent that you need in your organization and for the role that needs to be positioned in your organization. With a lot of clients, sometimes, they have the misconception of what they need and what they want. So we will help you identify what you need versus what you want, and make sure that you get onboarded initially with the right talent so you can scale step by step your organization. Will a recording be shared? I believe yes. Katya, are we sharing the recording on our social media platforms where the recording will be shared?
Hello, everyone. Yes, you can find the recording in our YouTube channel, and you're going to receive it in your email about 5 business days after today. So you're going to have it in your inbox too.
Perfect. The next one, if we need a VA ASAP, how fast could the process go? How about if we need more than one? Great. I hope you will start with us. Our process takes around 2.5 to 3 weeks. That's as quickly as we can present the candidates to you. As I mentioned, we don't just go into our database. Giving an example here, when a client comes and tells me, I need a salesperson, we don't just go into our database and search, who we have salesperson, and send them random resumes. We truly dissect the details of what type of salesperson is needed for that specific organization. And we do the custom recruitment process to make sure that we match you with someone that's going to be around for a long term. And if you need more than one person, we can do processes to present you more than the top 3 talent. We have clients that has hired more than 20-30 people at a time, so we can present more and more candidates for different processes. So you can definitely hire. You can also hire, you have the option to hire all 3 people that are presented to you, but if you would like to see more candidates, we do have process in place that requires a higher deposit amount, but we can present more candidates so you can hire more people. So great. Next question. What steps do you take to protect client data, such as passwords? So this is a great question. Once the VA is onboarded with the client, we don't get involved to your day-to-day management. So we don't know what kind of information you're delegating to them, what kind of passwords you're delegating to them. There are a lot of tools and softwares that are out there nowadays to be able to protect that and have control. And you can even have them work in a controlled cloud environment. There are different softwares that are out there, cloud-based softwares that allows you to do that. But Virtual Latinos doesn't do anything additional to protect that, because we don't know exactly what you're delegating to the VAs day to day. So that definitely is a responsibility that it's under the client, but there are a lot of measures that can be taken into place before giving out anything personal, any personal information or passwords to the VAs. But I can share with you that the grand majority, as I mentioned in the presentation, the grand majority of our clients are attorneys and doctors. And we've been in business over 5 years. We've never came across with any issue with any client when it comes to a breach of information and breach of data. I hope that answered your question, Christopher. The next question, how does the cost of hiring a virtual assistant through a recruitment agency compare to the cost of doing the whole process myself? Depends on how you look at it, because your time equals money. So you will be saving a lot of time and if you would put that time and calculate how much your time costs, then definitely it'll be much cheaper to hire through an agency versus you doing it yourself. As far as the cost differences, if your question's like straightforward to the point, is like, what's the difference in dollar amount if I would go directly hire a talent versus hiring through the agency? I cannot speak about all agencies. I can tell you about us. There is a very small dollar amount that VL takes as a profit. 70 to 90% of what the clients pays us gets paid to the VAs. So we work with very small margins. The point being is that we want to create a long-term relationship. And in the future, if you give them any bonuses, raises, commissions, it gets applied to them 100%. We don't take any additional cents out of it. So we try to create this growth process in place. That's how our strategies, and creates a long-term relationship. And you avoid the headache of you having to do the payroll and everything, and avoid other fees that has to do with paying people, overseas, because since we're a big agency now, we do have a bigger advantage of paying a lot of people simultaneously at a much affordable percentages. Perfect. I hope that answers your question. Salvador, thanks for your question. Are VAs vetted for criminal history and or drug tested? No, we do not do criminal history, but we do offer some background check companies that you can hire on your own if you would like to do any criminal history or drug tests to them. If necessary, if it's something that is crucially important to your agency or your organization to do it, you can definitely request that, but that is not something that we do previously. That's something that's an additional request that needs to come from the client, and they need to do it on their own. I can tell you that in 5 years, I think no more than 10 or 15 clients has done background checks on our VAs. I think our initial filtering process, which takes, by the way, I'm not sure if I already said it, and I don't want to be repetitive, but it takes around 4 to 6 weeks. That initial application process, it already filters out a lot of people who are not going to be able to go through this whole filter and find a job. So it really filters out the people who may have like either criminal history or problems with drugs or other issues. The next one is, what if I need my VA to know how to use a specific type of program? Great, that's a great question. So each of our clients, obviously, there are so many softwares out there, even within the same specific type of software. Let's talk about CRMs. There's tons of different types of CRMs that are out there. You will be matched with talent actually who has an understanding with a similar software, so it will be very easy for you to train them on how you're using your software specifically, but you will need to provide them some sort of training in place to be able to get them up to speed of how you're managing your CRM, or if it's a project management software, how you're managing your project management software. All these softwares and programs, they're all very similar to one another in the main, user-friendly format. So all of our talent are very tech savvy. It's very easy for them to get onboarded with the software systems. I hope that answers your question. I believe those are all the questions that we have. Is there any other questions that you guys would like to throw on my way? I'm happy to answer for you.
Thank you, Jenner. Hello, everyone. Please feel free to ask your questions in the Q&A section, and we'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Yes. I'm trying to answer all the questions, writing all the replies, so the attendees can see the replies. So I'm a little bit ahead, but just
no worries.
If you
we got another question. So if I want to start a VA agency in a niche space, can I hire your VAs to help me? That's a good question. No, unfortunately, we do not work with other recruitment agencies or VA agencies in the sense of them hiring our VAs directly. So unfortunately, if your goal is to create your own VA agency, we won't be the right organization to reach out to. Perfect.
Thank you. Do we have another question? That was a good question.
But
Well, all of them.
The person who asked the last question, feel free to reach out to me if it's a very niche space. I don't know how niche or specific that space can be, and maybe we can do something partnered up, and that way you can have some sort of a VA agency or offering VAs in a different format. We do have done partnerships with other companies who do hire our VAs and provide service to their clients, almost like a VA service. So we can definitely talk about it. Never close to the idea of talking to brilliant other entrepreneurs. So if you would like to email me, I will share with you here my email, and you can reach out to me and we can definitely have a chat. All right. So do you guys provide a trial period for VAs? That's a good question. So each client has an initial commitment of the first 80 hours. And I think that is the trial period actually. During that 80 hours, I think, as per our experience, we identify that the 80 hours is sufficient enough for you to understand if the VA is the right fit for your organization, and also the VA to understand if they're the right fit for you. So once that period of time finalizes, if you're not happy with your VA, we can either start an immediate replacement process or you can cancel the service. You're not bound to stay with our agency or with our VA for a long time. So that initial 80 hours will be your trial period. Thank you so much for that question. I think that was a brilliant question to know. And by the way, I'll share a little bit more about that, how our agreements work. So each client has a first 80-hour commitment. When that 80-hour period finalizes, you can request a replacement right away, or you can cancel the services. Then we have another period that comes in after you complete the 60 days. Once the 60-day period finalizes working with your VA, then we do require a 30-day notice to end the relationship. And it goes the same way for the VA. So the VAs can't also just disappear on you from one day to another. They will need to provide a 30-day notice prior to ending the relationship, so we can help you with that transition of finding the right person as well. What's the limit of hours for a VA to work? Oh, limit of hours. I mean, the minimum amount of hours to hire is 20 hours per week for clients. The max, I think, we try to promote a good work-to-life balance. We definitely we do not support the idea of people working too many hours a week. I think the max that I've seen a VA work 60 hours a week, and I wouldn't suggest anybody to work more than 60 hours a week, to be honest with you. But yeah, we try to keep it anywhere 40, 45. I've seen a lot of clients requesting VAs to work 45 hours, 40, 45 hours. So that's like the main max area, I would say. And I hope that answers your question, by the way.
Super. Well, I think those are the whole questions, right? I don't see any other one. Please, if you have any question, feel free to ask in the questions and answers section, please.
Yes.
And thank you all for participate.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this session. I hope everybody else did. I felt like I did not stop talking the whole time. Didn't even breathe too much, but I hope I didn't go over too fast, and I was able to come across with very valuable information to all of you. And yeah, I really enjoyed this session. And please, anyone, if you come up with any questions after this session, you can always reach out to me at yener@virtuallatinos.com. I'm happy to answer any questions. That's what we're here for. Okay.
Well, I think
I guess this wraps it up. I don't see any questions coming
yes.
up. Somebody say thank you.
Yes.
I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, great job. I love all the info. Hopefully all the attendees learn and and think about all this info. And we as Virtual Latinos, we are more than happy to help you if you have any questions. As Jenner already said, you can reach him. He's our recruitment director, so he happily will help you.
Thank you everyone so much for joining. We really do appreciate it.